Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Sunday today, lovely day here on the West Coast, and I'm in my craft room for most of the day. Got some things going on, being creative, talking to some friends from around the world, which is always exciting. And I get to go live. And today I'm sharing the July paper pumpkin kit, which I have just received yesterday, called Sweeter Than You. So hopefully, if you're a paper pumpkin subscriber, you've received yours as well. I was surprised to get mine delivered on a Saturday, but it's always fun when the boxes appear at my door. And this is such an adorable sweet. Or kit. What am I thinking? Kit. Little strawberries. The box is so cute. All right, so I'm going to make the 3 cards, and then I'm going to make an alternative card as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to flip over to my desktop, and we'll get started. All right, so sometimes when I do the paper pumpkin, I actually have opened the box just so I've got everything organized. But today, I've taken the wrap off the box, but isn't it a fun box? Look at these cute little strawberries. So inside, if you've never received a paper pumpkin kit, I'm just going to grab something. Inside, you have a stamp set, you have an ink spot. If you are the very first time you have a subscription, you get a paper pumpkin stamp block. That only comes the very first time, so you want to keep that handy. And then, of course, it comes all wrapped in this fun tissue paper. And today, for this month, the tissue paper is real red, which goes so pretty with the sweet itself. I often save my tissue paper to use on other projects. So this is what it looks like. Everything except for the stamp and the spot are wrapped in plastic, so everything's together. So you can kind of take off plastic, and in this one, let's take this plastic off. Make sure you get everything out of it. The instructions are always on the outside, and so you get the instructions to make, in this case, 4 cards. I think there's 2 or 3, probably 3 of each, maybe 2 of each. Does it say? 9 cards. Oh, that's interesting. It must be 8 cards. 8 cards. I think that's a printing mistake. I think I saw 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs. You also receive this template. You can put your stamp case in a clear case and then you save it, because it's a great way to collect some stamps and some sentiments. This hello friend, thank you. Yeah, they're always great stamps in here. Okay, just trying to see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any comments. There we go. Okay, hey Bonnie, welcome. All right, so that's the stamp set, and then the insert for the case. This piece of cardboard, if you don't need your cardboard, it can go into the recycling. And then the rest of it is inside. So this one, there are some glue dots, a little different than our glue dots in the rolls, but work just the same, and some tear and tape. And then we have coordinating envelopes. So I'll set those aside. And then we have 4 different card bases. This cute card base with the strawberries. We've got some vellum. So I always just kind of set everything aside. It's checkered one, and then we've got some laser cuts, die cuts. I love this one, strawberry slush. Some more die cuts, and then some garden green, and then some great die cuts of strawberries, and then a full sheet, nice size sheet of dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to put these aside. So in the instructions, they're always the same. It actually shows you, when it opens up, everything you need to make each project. And then for each project, sorry, I'm just going to fold this. I always watch kind of what I'm doing. So for each project, I'll go through it. It shows you what to stamp, shows you the garden green. It shows you where to put adhesive. In this case, it's the tear and tape, glue dots, and then dimensionals, and it's so little dots for the glue dots, and then the hexagon shape for the dimensionals. And then where to stick it on to this scalloped piece, and then on to the card itself. There are no embellishments for this, and so it's the same layout for each of them, and so we can follow along. So the first thing we need is one of these card bases. So what I typically do is I pull out everything I need for a given card. So I need five of these little flowers, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're going to make all of these at once, you could pull them all out at once for the cards that you're going to make, but I'm just going to make one of each card. So I'm just going to pull off one. Need one of those. And then I need this. So it's kind of cool. This one's a little different. Sometimes they give you rectangles or squares or circles. So this is actually, hey Sharon, this is the shape you need to stamp the Hello Friend. And because it's photopolymer, it works really well. You can see through. And then we need one of these pool party ones. Have I got everything? Oh, I need a vellum. Where is my vellum piece? It is. So we want to be just a little careful with the vellum. So if you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, I also send you a tutorial each month that shows you some alternative projects that you can make using the stamp set and ink pad, the Stampin' Spot, because you have that left over at the end of each month, and so it's nice to be able to use those. And so if you are a subscriber of mine, you will get that tutorial as well. Sometimes there are kits left over, and you can buy the refill kit, which comes with everything except for the spot and the stamp. This month, this was a very popular suite, and so it's not left. There are none left over. Okay, here we go. So, but after the first, it always ships by about the 13th of the month. So if you're interested in the next month for Paper Pumpkin, it is called Farmhouse Florals. And if you subscribe by, hello friend, love you lots. If you subscribe by the 10th of the month, you will get the Farmhouse Florals. Okay, let's do the stamping first. So I've got my full garden green. So if you have garden green, you can use it, but you can also use the spot. So I'm just inking this up, and because this is a photopolymer stamp, it makes it really easy to stamp your sentiment. And then on the, oops, got that upside down, on the pool party, I think it's pool party, you can stamp hello friend and then love you lots. Okay, so that's the stamping done for the first card. So we need our tear and tape. So we're going to put some tear and tape on the back. So if you've never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, or maybe it's been a while since you subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, you really do want to check it out, because oh my gosh, these kits are absolutely amazing. They've changed so much over the years. I'm looking, there it is, for my Take Your Pick tool. Taking my tear and tape off. and it goes, so this goes on to here. Ouch, sticking to my finger. Okay, so we got our, position our vellum, oopsie, on there, roughly in the middle. Now, it doesn't actually tell me, oh yes it does. Oh no. Interesting, it doesn't actually tell me to put any adhesive on the back of this, but I'm going to take and just put a little bit of tear and tape on the back. You want to make sure that you put it behind some of these strawberry images so it won't show. Adhesive on vellum shows through, so you want to make sure you're kind of putting it in places that it's going to be hidden. So that goes on like that, and then we're going to use dimensionals to put our sentiment on. They always give you lots of dimensionals, so you have lots left over to use on other projects. So this kind of goes here. Hello, friend. And then, now the glue dots are a little different. They're not on the roll. So I like to use my take your pick tool so I can get underneath the little sticky part. So we're going to put a glue dot on the back of these. The thing I love about Paper Pumpkin is, one, it's always a surprise to me because I don't watch the unboxing. Stampin' Up! Does an unboxing that you can see after it goes live, as in after the 10th or 11th of each month when the new kit is available. And I don't watch that because I like to be surprised. So when it arrives at my door, it's always fun to go and check it out. But if you can't wait, you can watch an unboxing video. There's always a sneak peek, and so there is a sneak peek of what next month's looks like. So these are just going to go on like that. This is so fun. Oh, and I forgot to put. Okay, I'm thinking that's. I'm just going to put that on like that. You could use dimensionals on it, I guess. Probably would be better because it needs to stick up a little bit, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm just going to put that down like that. And then I have one more flower to put on. There we go. Isn't that fun? How adorable are these cards? All right, let's move on to the next one. So we need the garden green card base. And so for this one, we need one of the big strawberries. And two of these. And one of the medium strawberries, one of the little strawberries, and one of the big red strawberries. There, I think that's everything. We'll figure out what else we need. Okay, so now I typically, when I'm making the cards, I don't do the inside of the card, but you can absolutely put something on the inside of the card if you want. Just checking to see if I'm missing any comments. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got a card base, and for this one, we're going to stamp on the strawberry a thank you. So if you only have the one block that comes with the kit, you're going to have to clean your stamps and then and switch them out. But I'm just grabbing some of my other blocks. Okay, so for this one you need the thank you stamp and then the little flowers. And so the first thing we're going to do, and I don't think it matters. We're just going to kind of roughly follow where it says to stamp. Sometimes when I do this, I end up stamping them in a spot that doesn't show very well. Hopefully that's not the case with that. So we've got tone on tone stamping, and then we're going to stamp on the big strawberry. Thank you. In Garden Green. You will always use the color of the ink spot when you're making your kits. Or your, yeah. All right, so you've got two of these. I think you should have two. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I'll use it off here. Thought I had two stacked together. All right, so we've got two of these, and we're going to put some tearing tape on the middle. And then adhesive. So we want dimensionals on the back of the big strawberry, a dimensional on that one, is there two little ones? Maybe I need another little one. I'll see in a minute. I might, two little ones, two medium ones. Okay, I guess I don't have enough here. All right, so dimensionals on the big one of the medium ones, one of the little ones, and the other little one, okay? And then using the little blue dots. Oh, I need some flowers. I need 3 flowers. That's why I kind of pull everything out for the cards as I go, but so I think depending on how quickly you go and if you're making, you know, changes, because you can do your own thing. If you don't, you know, you're not really in love with some of the designs, then do your own thing and make your own cards. And that's kind of where my alternative card has come from. All right, so we're just going to take now, I think I've got adhesive on everything that I need. That. All right, and then I guess it's one of these. Like I said, these you can make them your own. If you don't follow the instructions exactly as they show you, it's okay, because it's your card, and you can absolutely do with it whatever you want to do. So we'll go, thank you. Like that. Gosh, this was an easy one to go together once I got all the pieces out. 1, 2. So you can either go month to month subscription with Paper Pumpkin, and that way they charge your credit card every month. You can decide if you don't want, you want to put your suite or your kit on hold for a month. Maybe you're going away or you're not really in love with the suite. You can put it on hold for a month. So you can do a prepaid subscription, or you can do the month to month subscription. Either is your choice. All right, so there's the second card. Now, the third card uses this, and let's see what we need. We need one of these pots, one of these rectangles. Let's see if I can get everything out this time that I need. Okay, let's see. One of those, 2 flowers, 2, one of those, one of these. It's hard to kind of tell. One of those. It's two of those. Probably doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to make a basket with this one. So I think I've got everything that I need. So this is what we're going to stamp on. And we're going to stamp the sentiment that says, life is sweeter with you. Again in garden green. And we're going to stamp this over on the right hand side. Like that. Okay. And then fold our card base. My bone folder is somewhere underneath the pile, as is my roll of tear and tape adhesive. There it is. All right, so we need some tear and tape on this one. If you happen to run out, usually they give you way more than you need of the adhesives, but if you run out and you've got some liquid glue, or if you prefer liquid glue to tear and tape, for example, go for it and use it, whatever adhesive. And or if you they don't tell you to pop something up and you really want to pop something up, then absolutely go for it. So that goes like that on there. Now we need to put, okay, that has to go on like that. Just looking at the dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then my glue dots, which have gone walkabout as always. Oh, there they are. I love the fact that these kits come, everything you need is in one kit. All you need to do is, sometimes you might need to add use your scissors, if they've got some twine or something, and a block. And so you typically, I don't know if you're like me, you've got a little bag of the things you need. So I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks. That's gonna go. Actually, this has got to. We're gonna glue our. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna glue our flower, or our flowers, our strawberries on first. So this one goes on like this, this. I don't think I've got the right strawberries, but that's okay. I am gonna just go for it. Okay. So that's gonna go on like that. And I've got my glue here going. A little bit glue. Yeah, so I'm taking my paper pumpkin. It's gonna go down like that, so we'll use that like that. I haven't got this going the right way. So on my other cards, when I do, I am just going to arrange this how I think it should go, because I'm clearly not able to follow the instructions, and I think I'm missing a strawberry. So we'll get another strawberry, and we're going to just put it on like that. There, I've got a basket full of strawberries, and that can go like that. But I am going to put, I've got some dimensionals here. I am going to put some more dimensionals on this. So these kits are great if you have grandchildren who maybe would love to do some crafting with you. They're perfect for that, because they're probably better at least maybe better than me at following pictures. There we go. We got lots of strawberries on this one. On there. And one there. That's a very cute card. All right, on to the last card before I do my alternative. It's taking a little longer today. Where is my 1, 2, 3? Oh, there, I missed that one. So this time we're using the card base with the strawberries, like that. Okay, and we need, let's pull everything we need. We need a big strawberry, and we need a flower. Nope, 2 flowers. 1, 2. And we need a circle. And we need a pink. Okay, have I got everything? I think so. Oh, no, I need a thank you. Oh, the thank you is going to stamp on here. Okay, so I think I got everything this time around. So there's the thank you. So it's going to stamp right in the center of our circle. And then the other one we're going to use, geez, we've used just about all of the stamps in this kit. And when I make my alternative, we will have used all of the stamps. So then this one goes, you're the best. There we go. Okay, so we've got our stamping done. Oh, vellum. Here's the vellum. So that's going to go on like that, and the strawberry. Okay. My strawberry is going to get dimensionals. My circle is getting dimensionals. And then my vellum, which I'm going to try and be very careful about where I put the vellum so it doesn't show. So I'll put my vellum on, and then I will cover it up with my circle, hopefully. Like I said, if you don't get this right, well, I shouldn't say right. If you don't get it exactly like the picture, that's okay. It's your card. So you can make it however you want. So the vellum is going to go on. That's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. This needs some tear and tape. So I love it just to sit and make these cards. Sometimes I often change the sentiments because I make a lot of thank you cards, and so often I use paper pumpkin for my thank you cards. And so I love it when there's a thank you sentiment in the kit. But that's where other kits that I have received come very handy, because then I can pull out a thank you when I need it. All right, I am just going to put that right there. All right, that's the 4th card. So cute. Look at these, how cute they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adorable. Now I have 2 thank you cards made. All right, let me show you my idea for an alternative card. So if you love these kits, these cards exactly as they are, then go for it and make all 4 exactly the same. But here's an idea for a bit of a unfold using a card base. So this is a spinner card. So this is the strawberry slush. Remember I said I love this strawberry slush. So we are going to take, and we're going to score. So this is 4 1/4. So I want to score this in half at 2 1/8. So this is the front of the card. Now, I'm going to do something sneaky. So I am going to fold this the opposite way. It's because I want, if I had folded it like a regular card, then I would have had white, or I would have had, anyway, I don't want like that. And so I am folding it like that, and I'm going to put some white on the inside of the card. And so I'm just going to burnish this. So that is scored at 2 1/8 from the one edge. Now I'm going to take my 1 7/8 circle punch. If you've got a 2-inch circle punch, that works. It doesn't really matter where it goes. I'm just kind of taking and punching through both layers. She says, there's 2 thicknesses there. So, all right, so I've got this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a strawberry hanging in the center of that. Now I didn't get that quite even, so it's kind of more of an oval, but that's okay. So I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp a strawberry. You could use one of the pre-cut, the die-cut strawberries. Somewhere I have my pieces here. Here we go. You could use one of the pre-cut pieces, but the reason I'm stamping is because I want the strawberry, and it's not exactly the same front and back, but it's closer than it is if you use the die cut. And I'll show you what I mean by that as soon as I find the stamp set. Here it is. No, that's not it. It's like a scavenger hunt. I tell you, when I'm stamping, sometimes I lose all sorts of things, and sometimes the stamp set gets stuck underneath something. So I'm just going to chat away as I look for. There it is. See, it got caught. All right, so I'm going to stamp my little strawberry and the top of the strawberry. And I'm going to stamp it twice. So in real red. So these strawberries are pretty much the same shape both ways. And then, oopsie, I got my finger in that. So that's the top of the strawberry. There are no dies for this, so you're going to fussy cut this out. And then the other thing we want to stamp is the Hello Friend in Garden Green. Like that. So that's the stamping. We do need to do some more, one more thing to stamp. I'm going to stamp the thank you in Garden Green, and it's going to go down. I typically stamp in the bottom right hand corner. This time I'm going to stamp in the bottom left. That will be covered up. It won't show when you actually close your card. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. So let's work on the spinner part. What we do need to do is cut out our strawberries so they don't take too long. I'm just going to fussy cut. Remember, when you're fussy cutting, you steer the paper as opposed to the scissors. So I'm turning my paper with my, in my case, left hand as I go around the image. I said it doesn't take too long to cut these out. There's one. And the reason I'm doing 2 of them is because I want to put my string, which will make this the spinner part. My string is going to go between my strawberries. Fast, so I'm not really worrying about how close I'm getting to the edge of my strawberries. So I've got my 2 strawberries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Terran tape, again. Is everything? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to take some tear and tape and put down the middle of both of these strawberries. And then I've got some linen thread. So this wasn't included in the kit. So you can use linen thread, you can use baker's twine, whatever you've got to do this. So I'm just going to take the backing off of one. And now I'm going to take, and I want my string to be, that's probably too much, but we can trim off. So really this needs to be about 5 inches, but you can trim it. So I've got my string, and now on the other side of this, I didn't really need tear and tape on the other side, but that's okay, I have it. And now I'm going to stick these two together. And you can see that it's not a perfect match for my strawberry, but it's pretty close. So this is going to go in the middle here, like that. So when your card opens, it's going to be in the middle. So I roughly get it in the position I want it. And again, I'm going to use tear and tape, and because it's not exactly in the middle, I'm going to put this tear and tape closer to the score line than the middle of the card. And now we can take the backing off. And this is going to hold my linen thread like that. So this is kind of go in the middle, holds my linen thread. And again, you can trim off any excess that you need so it doesn't stick up over the end of your card. Now, that's what it's going to look like when you open it, and this kind of spins. But I cut a piece of, somewhere, I cut a piece, there it is. I cut a piece of strawberry slush, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And what this is going to do is going to hide my tear and tape adhesive. But what I want to do is I actually want to punch this out, because this is going to go in the middle and I don't want it to show. So I'm going to try and get roughly the same punch circle as I have for my, let's try and find it. So I'm going to just take and draw kind of, I got my shape, rough shape of my circle. Oh, you guys can't see that. There we go. Really lightly. And I'm going to take and punch out that same circle from the, this is strawberry slush. So again, this was 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And now we're going to just take and line that up and hide our mess on the inside. Now I'm going to use just some Stampin' Seal that go in the right way. You can use the tear and tape, but Stampin' Seal is faster. And so I'm going to line that up with the circle and hopefully cover everything. There we go. So now you can't see my linen thread, and when this opens, my strawberry is kind of spinning in there. Now this is going to go on the inside of the card. So you're not going to see the thank you until you actually open up the card. And then we do need some embellishment. Oh, actually we need our hello friend sentiment for the front of the card. And again, I'm going to fussy cut. You don't have to. If you don't like to fussy cut, then cut a rectangle. I'm fussy cutting because I want to cut this into 2 pieces. So I've cut, because I don't really have room on the bottom of this card for the sentiment. So I'm going to take and cut the friend. I love it when you can do this with sentiments. If you follow me, you know I love to fussy cut. All right, we're going to put dimensionals on. I'm just about done. That's not bad though. I don't know how long it's been. Kind of lost track of time, but it's not too bad. I've made 4 cards plus an alternative. How cool is that? All right, so then this is just going to go on there. That like that. And of course we need some embellishments. There isn't any in them, so I thought the strawberry slush and pretty in pink embellishments are perfect for this. So I'm just going to take and put them on there and one there. All right, there we go. That's my spinning strawberry card alternative for this kit. Hope I didn't lose you. You can watch the end of it again if I did. I didn't mean to go so fast. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, don't forget to reach out. If you are interested in Paper Pumpkin, you can go to my online store and subscribe. Again, if you live in Canada. And don't forget, if you live in Quebec, Paper Pumpkin is now available in Quebec. It's only been available for the last month or so, so that's very cool. It hasn't been available up to this point. And if you are a subscriber, one of my subscribers, I will send you the extra bonus projects that you can use to make cards using the stamp set and the ink spot once you have it, once you've used up everything else. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I will be live again on Tuesday at 6:30 Pacific